Hazy fog blankets the river bottom. The smell of fall reminds us why this time of year is our favorite. Finally, a rutted up buck steps into the meadow. Another deer season dawns, and we still have the freedom to enjoy it. Our soldiers fight for this country and pay for that freedom. It's because of these men and women that we have the freedom to hunt each year. The selfless acts of our military to do what so few are willing to do makes all the difference. What is it that sets these brave men and women apart? Many things, but the first that comes to mind is the unwavering will of a warrior.
So on October 9, 2010, we had a village called Makwan that was extremely bad area, Taliban village. I remember my team was the first team to take it over, and we called it the Alamo. And the first night we were there, we're filling sandbags up, and we heard an explosion like 100 meters outside the gate. So I made the call to lead a small team in there, and on the way in I noticed a wheelbarrow on this little trail, and I knew something was off about that wheelbarrow just sitting there. There was 3 Afghan National Army guys in front of me, and I remember one of them screaming, "Taliban, Taliban, Taliban." I was the only one in the kill zone at this point, and me being point man for my crew, I looked over to the right, and there was about 5-6 Taliban all sitting in these trees. And as I was raising my rifle up, they detonated a .152 round directly underneath me, which resulted in immediate loss of both my legs and my right arm. And I remember feeling this ice cold tingling sensation running through my body, and that's kind of like I realized I was hit. So I laid there and, thought for sure I was going to die that day. The only thing I could really think about was my beautiful wife and my daughter, and how much they mean to me, is what basically was making me stay alive that day. I remember my life flashing through my eyes, growing up hunting with my dad and everything, these mountains I was climbing up in Montana as a kid, and now I'm here bleeding out on the battlefield. So yeah, there was a lot of things that were going through my head, but it was my biggest concern was staying alive long enough to at least see my wife and daughter one more time. And I died right there. Didn't even make it into the operating room. Like I said, I was dead for like 10-12 minutes. After doing defibrillators and everything that they could to bring me back to life, doctor opened up my chest, reached in, massaged my heart, and they said I was 1 out of 2,500 people that ever pulled through cardiac massage. A nurse walks in and she's like, "You're awake," and immediately puts me on my phone with my wife, and I hear her voice and I can hear my daughter in the background, and right then is when I knew, when I heard their voice, it was like listening to an angel talk to me, like it literally pulled me out of this darkness that I was in and brought me back to life, and I knew at that point I was going to be alright. Well, after I got injured and I got back to the United States, the one thing that gave me the drive that I have now is, would I be able to hunt again? Would I be able to get back up in those mountains? Well, I'm happy to say that same year, a couple months after getting out of the hospital, I ended up harvesting 4 elk in a matter of a couple months after getting out of the hospital. From that point on, I knew my hunting days weren't over. I knew that if I could still do the things that mean the world to me, I knew if I could do that, I could be happy the rest of my life. Sitting there talking to my dad. My dad's a big influence in my life, one of my own personal heroes, and I remember him kneeling in front of me, and I'm telling him about all my hunts and stuff that I've been on, and so he was just like, "If this makes you happy, then you should do this the rest of your life." And I was just like, "That's what I'm gonna do." I seen how much it impacted me hunting, you know, hunting in Africa and British Columbia and stuff like that, that I knew I could push the same things that I went through after I got injured, the things that I was in the dark for, and I know I could bring veterans to the light. And so I ended up deciding to start a nonprofit organization called Mohawk Outdoors. Seeing, you know, what the outdoors have done for me, I wanted to, you know, show other warriors out there that they could do the same thing. Beginning of this hunting season, we got out early archery season, and I noticed I had a couple really good deer behind my house. You know, thought it'd be kind of special to hunt one on my own property, so we ended up sitting back there, and we ended up having a really good, the whitetail that we were after come out. Of course, my adrenaline's kicking. I end up shooting in front of the deer a little bit, buck fever, and deer ran off, but unfortunately we couldn't make it happen. But at the same time, it's just like, I look at it as this deer got away. He's gotten smarter, and it gives me one more year opportunity to hunt this beautiful buck. My favorite part about the outdoors is definitely the adventure. It's, you know, you never know what's on the other side of that ridge line or what animal's been moving through there unless you've been there, you know. And it's just one place where I can sit and think about life and appreciate the things that are right in front of me, you know, the things that I fought for, you know. But since I've been hunting, the outdoors has healed me completely, more than any physical therapy or rehab could possibly do for me personally. The outdoors has given me that. Serving my country is the greatest thing I've ever had the honor of doing. But growing up hunting, you know, I felt like conditioned me to be a soldier on the battlefield one day. You know, like, you know, I was 18 years old when I did my first deployment to Iraq, and you know, still a young man when I was fighting in Afghanistan when I got blown up. But I don't have any regrets about anything that I did in the military, because it was the greatest thing I've ever got the honor of doing for our country. You know, was being able to fight on the front lines as an infantry soldier, and you know, making sure my fellow brothers here in America made it home safe. It was crazy over there, but you know, it's what made me who I am today, you know, and that's, I can't take that back. The reason that I hunt is the healing powers of the outdoors, what the outdoors can do for you, the adventure, a place of quietness, peace. That's why I love. That's the reason I love to hunt. Time with family, delicious organic meat, the healing power of the great outdoors. Those are the reasons that I hunt.